in-depth exploration of the story of an unhappy crow. The story of an unhappy crow is more than just a simple fable. It's a profound exploration of the human condition, using the metaphor of a crow's experience to convey universal truths about self-worth, envy, and the pursuit of happiness. The narrative of the crow's journey resonates deeply with many of us, as it mirrors the internal struggles we face when we compare ourselves to others and overlook our own unique qualities. The story of an unhappy crow is a rich and thought-provoking tale that delves into the complexities of human nature, using the simple yet profound metaphor of a crow's journey to self-discovery. This story begins with a crow who, despite having everything it needs to survive and thrive, feels an overwhelming sense of inadequacy. Every day, the crow gazes longingly at other birds, each representing something it desires but doesn't possess. The crow's discontent. At the beginning of the story, the crow is a symbol of every individual who feels inadequate or unfulfilled despite having everything necessary for a good life. The crow's discontent is rooted in its constant comparisons with other birds. The crow is particularly drawn to the peacock, with its stunning, iridescent feathers that captivate everyone's attention. The crow thinks, "If only I had those beautiful feathers, I would be admired and loved." But then, the crow notices the eagle soaring high above the clouds, its wings cutting through the air with grace and power. The crow envies the eagle's ability to fly so high and free, far beyond the reach of any predator. Finally, the crow hears the nightingale's sweet, melodic songs that enchant everyone who listens. The crow wishes it could sing like the nightingale, believing that such a gift would bring it the happiness it so desperately craves. The crow's fixation on these qualities leads to a deep sense of inadequacy. It becomes trapped in a cycle of envy and longing, believing that it can only be happy if it possesses what others have. This mindset is all too common in the human experience, where social comparisons often lead us to focus on what we lack rather than what we have. The crow's dissatisfaction is a powerful reminder of how destructive this way of thinking can be, as it blinds us to our own strengths and the blessings in our lives. These thoughts plague the crow, making it increasingly unhappy with its own life. The crow becomes so consumed by its desires and comparisons that it begins to neglect its own well-being, spiraling into a deeper sense of dissatisfaction. The encounter with the owl. One day, the crow crosses paths with a wise old owl. The turning point in the story occurs when the crow meets the wise old owl, a figure often associated with wisdom, insight, and clarity. The owl's role in the story is to guide the crow towards a deeper understanding of itself and its place in the world. The owl doesn't dismiss the crow's feelings but instead acknowledges them, offering a different perspective that helps the crow see beyond its envy and self-doubt. Seeing the crow's distress, the owl asks why it is so unhappy. The crow pours out its heart, explaining how it wishes to be like the peacock, the eagle, and the nightingale. The owl listens patiently and then gently reminds the crow of something it had overlooked. Every bird has its own unique role in the world, and no bird is superior or inferior to another. The owl points out that the peacock, despite its beauty, cannot fly as freely as the crow. The eagle, though powerful, does not have the agility to navigate through tight spaces like the crow. And the nightingale, while blessed with a beautiful voice, cannot survive in as many environments as the crow. The crow, with its black feathers, strong wings, and clever mind, is perfectly equipped to thrive in ways that no other bird can. Through this conversation, the owl imparts a critical lesson: that each being is perfectly equipped for its own journey, and that comparing oneself to others is not only pointless but also harmful. The crow learns that its perceived shortcomings are actually strengths in different contexts, and that by embracing its own abilities, it can find contentment. This realization hits the crow like a bolt of lightning. It finally understands that by constantly comparing itself to others, it has been blind to its own strengths and gifts. The crow learns that its worth is not diminished by the qualities of others, and that happiness comes from embracing its own unique identity. The crow's transformation. The crow's transformation is both internal and external. Internally, It shifts from a mindset of envy and dissatisfaction to one of self-acceptance and gratitude. Externally, this change manifests in how the crow begins to live its life. No longer burdened by the desire to be like other birds, the crow starts to appreciate its own life and the unique role it plays in the ecosystem. This transformation is a powerful allegory for personal growth. It highlights the importance of shifting our focus from external comparisons to internal self-discovery. The crow's journey is a metaphor for the process of finding inner peace by recognizing and valuing our own unique qualities, rather than constantly measuring ourselves against others. The story ends with the crow feeling a profound sense of peace and contentment. No longer burdened by envy or comparison, it begins to appreciate the life it has and the unique abilities it possesses. The crow's journey is a powerful lesson for all of us, reminding us that the grass isn't always greener on the other side, and that true fulfillment comes from within. Universal themes. The story of an unhappy crow touches on several universal themes. 1. Self-worth. The story emphasizes that our worth is inherent and not dependent on how we compare to others. The crow's realization that it is valuable just as it is serves as a reminder that we are all unique and have something special to offer the world. 2. Envy and comparison. The crow's initial unhappiness is a direct result of its envy and constant comparisons. The story illustrates how these feelings can lead to dissatisfaction and unhappiness, and how freeing ourselves from them can lead to a more fulfilling life. 3. Gratitude. The crow's journey teaches us the importance of gratitude, appreciating what we have rather than focusing on what we lack. By being grateful for its own strengths, the crow finds contentment and peace. 4. Personal growth. The story is also about personal growth and self-discovery. The crow's transformation is a metaphor for the journey we all must take to find our true selves and live authentically. Final reflections. The story of an unhappy crow is a timeless fable that offers profound insights into the human experience. It encourages us to look within, appreciate our unique qualities, and stop comparing ourselves to others. The crow's journey from discontent to self-acceptance is a powerful reminder that true happiness comes not from external validation but from recognizing and embracing our own worth. By learning from the crow's experience, we can find the peace and contentment that comes with knowing we are enough just as we are. We all have our own strengths and challenges, and it's important to recognize and celebrate our own uniqueness rather than wishing to be someone else. By embracing who we are, we can find true happiness and live a more fulfilling life.